Good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's webinar, What's New in Primavera P6 23.12. Thank you for joining us today on this webinar. So let's get started. Uh, to just give a brief introduction about ImageGrafix, we are ImageGrafix Software FZ Co. We are founded in 1996. We are about 27 years old company. We are based out of Dubai, UAE, and we have our group companies in Dubai, UAE, and uh, UAE, Abu Dhabi, and for KSA, we have Riyadh and Al Khobar. We also have offices in India, in all the major cities. Uh, you can visit our website image-graphics.com to know more about our services and products that we offer as part of our offerings. So to go, so just a brief of what services that we offer are we offer the solutions from tendering to handover stage, from tendering, bid management, capital planning and portfolio management, and we also have project planning and resource management, enterprise project cost control, and engineering and design collaboration. So when we are executing the project, we are also providing solutions for field and construction management, as well as we also provide the solutions for handover of the project once it is completed. So to manage all the documentation across throughout the life cycle of the project, we also have project document and delivery management softwares. So based on the needs and requirements of the business, we propose the solution and implement the solution using our own implementation methodology, right? So if you have any need or requirement, kindly reach out to us. So now let's get started with our agenda today's webinar. Before we start, we'll just have a very quick poll on what is the current version of uh, no Primavera that you are currently using, right? So we'll keep the uh, poll question up for next 30 seconds, right? So people have started voting. So the question is, what is the current version of Primavera P6 your organization is using? Right? We have from 20.12 and above, 18 to 20.12, and 16 to 18.12. And there is also question, if you are already having any older version, are you planning to upgrade or are you planning to implement Primavera P6, right? And so what does this 20.12, 18.12, 16.xx mean? So every year Oracle releases a newer version of Primavera at the end of the year, and that is the version name. So if it is 23.12, that was released on December 2023, right? That is the latest version that we have for Primavera. So uh, yeah, I think we can now end the poll and share the results. Right? So we can see that most of the 50% of the people are on 20.12 and above, and some of them are still in 18.12 and 20.12. That means they have implemented between 2018 and 2020, and some of them are still in 16 to 18. So uh, and some of them are planning to upgrade and implement as well, right? So thank you for participating in the poll. Now let's get back to the presentation. So Renuka, over to you to go ahead with today's agenda. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Very good morning to all team and every participant. So here we are going to see the new features what we have in 23.12. Before that, we can have an overview about for especially for new users what is PPM and what is EPPM. P6 PPM and EPPM overview will give a overview, and following to that will be going through the new features in PPM as well as EPPM. These are all the features, major features we have here. And first, we'll go to Primavera P6 PPM overview. PPM means Professional Project Management. It is client application which can install user PC, and it is flavored for deep work as a tool to build a schedule and track project with a which have a complex project schedules due to more faster and easy way for planner and scheduler. This application will be very helpful, and it is easier to use and can easily hand over to large project schedule which is more than 100,000 activities. And next one, when we go for Primavera P6 EPPM overview, it is completely useful for mainly middle and large scale industry. And what EPPM means, Enterprise Project Portfolio Management, which runs on web and also can access and update your P6 project data on mobile app with EPPM. That speed is depending on the internet connection we have, and the same function it is available in PPM as well, additional to more graphics, and we can have customized dashboard and portfolio charts and pivot tables, which is more useful to present to the client, and so you can dive deep into the data to manage the group of project together in the portfolio. For example, number of projects we want to see the data, we can use our dashboards here by using the portfolio options, and which make him flavored with presentation of data analysis than in the PPM. And EPPM is truly geared up for medium and large scale sized organization, I said earlier. And next, now we can go to Primavera P6 PPM 23.12 new features first. So the first feature is we can paste the data from Excel directly into P6 Professional. This is one of the very useful feature which is we have now. This feature is helpful. We can copy the data from Excel and we can paste the same to the P6 Professional spreadsheet directly. Like we can copy the multiple cell using the range, up to this range to this range we can copy, and we can modify, customize as per our requirement, and then we can paste the same in the P6 Professional spreadsheet from the Microsoft Excel. So this is how it will view, and let me show the same in the application. So here, this is the for this project, I'll go to a resource assignment. Here we have based on the resource assigned in this project. Here we'll be having the list of assignments what we made already. This feature, by using this feature, we can copy some set of range, and then we can paste the same in the Excel like this. And for example, I want to um, I want to copy few set of range and I'm pasting the same here. If I want to modify the same, it is copying all together. For example, I'll take this particular data range and I'm modifying this here. Especially this feature is helpful for future period resource planning. So whatever modification we do here, we can copy the same and we can paste that back in the P6 application by selecting like this and right click. We have an option paste the range. It will be paste, and the same in the both vertical and horizontal option we can copy. Just we have to select and then right click over here, the as I already copied, it's showing the paste option alone now. So let me show once again. Now we can copy the range. So whatever the data we copied now, that alone will be presenting here. If I want to change the units, we can change the units over here, and we can paste back here over to the application. Select, copy, and then come back again. Here we can select the same. These are all the area we can copy. Apart from this, we cannot edit any other area. Why? Because this and all holidays, these areas we should not do, and we have to select only in the work days based on the calendar what we used to this project and resources. Based on that, here it's showing only in these areas we can modify the data. We can copy and modify and then paste back the same for our requirement. And then, so the next feature will go to, uh, we can see the number of project in a group of project, which means where there is a group of project under particular EPS, that this option will be helpful to see one particular under one particular EPS how many projects are there. We can see the number of projects in a group of project page. This option will help us to see under some particular EPS we may create number of projects. I'll go to project tab now. Here this option we can add a column from general. So there is option called project count. This feature is added now. By using this, we can add this column in the project page, and under this particular EPS, this is overall. Overall, I have 147 projects, but when I want to see under this particular EPS, these two projects are there. Like this, we can see a group of projects under one particular EPS. We can see, or number of EPS. Overall, also we can view like this. This option is very useful to see how many number of projects are grouped under each EPS, and overall also we can see. And then, so the next feature, we can add a curtains to timescale logical diagram, which is our TSLD available in the visualizer, and Gantt chart. In the Gantt chart and Gantt chart layout, we can use this option. What more effective in this means, especially for layout of any TSLD and Gantt chart, we can modify the visualizer by adding the curtains. So curtains configured in this, especially P6 professional layout, you can export will always be available when you import the layout from the P6 professional. And this curtain now you can customize with more color and different patterns, especially for period of time. We can add a number of curtains when we are going to present with the different faces. We want to showcase with different highlight, means this option will be helpful uh, by using the curtains. And we can, that's why we can add a unlimited number of curtains we can do here. We can add in the visualizer. We can, while it will be showing like this, let me show the same in the application. So for this particular project, I want to use the visualizer. I'm going back to tool and I'm selecting the visualizer. Let me select the Gantt, and I'll select some project here, and next let me give some name to use this option and click draw. This is the default view what we have. What we can make more colorful highlights by using, we can go to options. Here we can find the feature curtain. This option is newly added. I'm adding one particular curtain. Here it's showing project start and project finish, and this is a default pattern color. Color and pattern is here. We can change the color as per our requirement. We can change, and we can change the pattern as well. So if we view in this what color and pattern we choose, that it's showing here. Even we can add more pattern, um, more curtains like this. And let me change some date from the project start to 30 days and from project finish to minus 20 days. In this pattern, I'm going to use different color to differentiate from earlier curtain to this particular curtain, and I'm changing the pattern as well. So now we can see the differentiation between the earlier and the new curtain what we added. This is the first curtain what we added. This is the second one. Like this number of curtains we can add to present periodically up for this phase and this phase like this. This option will be very helpful for presenting. And if we don't want, we added number of curtains, we want to present only one curtain means we can disable this option and we can show which area we want to focus. Like this also, this the earlier we have some patterns here that we disabled. Now this particular area alone we can focus and present. So this option very effectively we can use for presenting the data. And then we can go back to the next feature, and then project checker improved, which means here for to use this option, admin super user and project user can run the project checker. There are two new options to restrict the severity to, for example, for important and significant level of checking. Only to report, especially only for check the errors. Here we can identify three different types of errors when we import from Excel format. So here when we use this option, we can like this, it will show it will work under the EPS only. We can select which project we want to, which number of project, group of projects also we can do the project checker, or one particular project also we can do. It will give the result like business rule check, foreign key check, and unique key features. Like this number of features, it will show the errors through that which option is showing the error to either in the project completion or in any area. By using this option we can identify those things. So we can see the same in the application now. So here for this project, we can use the project checker through tools. So we can open any of the project to run the project schedule. Let me, I'll just select some project and I'll close and run. It will be saving in the, it will run a report and it will save in the XML file. It will take few seconds based on the project size. And if we want to open, we can save and then open as well. So here it's showing business rule check 2 and total rule. In the project which I selected, in that no foreign errors are there and no unique features, unique any other rest of no others is there. Only in the business rule check 2 is identified. And here if we want to see in detail, for example, for not started activity, remaining start date is blank. In that case we can use this option to see the sequels, how it, what are in which way it is identified, what output we got from this, we can use like this. So these are all the features it will be showing. If you want to see full, we can expand like this. For these particular project ID and project activity name, likewise it will show. We can identify the errors by using this option. And then, so next we can, the next option is refined a role limit calculation. So this option is helpful for a role limit calculation as a set of primary resource limit. So here by using this option, the limit you can calculate only using the active resource using the user preference option. So this option is included now in this feature. We can which means we can exclude the inactive resources. For a project we may use number of resources. If we want to exclude the inactive resource, which means inactive resources, we can use this option and we can analyze. So we can see the this option how it works in the application. So for this project, these are all the resources I have already assigned. You can see in the assignment how this option will work in the activity page. When we see in the resource usage profile view, we can see what are all the resource over allocated and what are all the resource under allocated. We can see here. Here the view I have using by resource, and even we can view by roles also. Roles, when where we can use role option when the particular only this resource is going to be as unless or until that particular resource is didn't finalize, we can use assign the role by resource. Initially we can assign the role, later on we can assign the resources by that option. These option also we can use here. So here when we come to resource page, here we can add a column called active. So by using this option, these are all the, if it everything is enabled, all these resources are enabled, which is all these resources are enabled means it's all active resources. If we want to make inactive, when we do inactive option, we can go back to the user preference, and in the resource analysis area we can enable this option. If we disabled, inactive resource will be presenting there. If we enable that particular what are all the resource we enabled, it will not show any particular bars in the activity area. So like this we can use this option. And then the other features. So these are all the major features, new feature we have in PPM. And now we can go for Primavera P6 EPPM 23.12 new features. So the feature one, we can easily identify the exception and non-working days in by using the date picker option. We can see this for, especially in the activity area or in the assignment page, we can view this particular day whether it is working or non-working or exception days, like that we can see. So this option is very helpful for analyze, for example when I'm using to show some exception dates in the activity and assignment page, and it can be used for it is very helpful to identify the working and non-working and exception state. We can see the same in the application now. Now I'll just log in with P6 EPPM. So in this date picker option, how it works. Now I'm in the activity page. If I want to see this project start date and finish date is here. When I select this particular activity, so when I just double click here, it's showing this is normal working day, standard work time, like this it's showing. When I select this, it is a non-working. And this is exceptions. If something is highlighted in the exception in our calendar, while creating the calendar will be giving national holidays, whatever holidays we follow, and some exceptional days also will be giving there. So here it will be highlight for this particular highlight. What it means we can understand by this colors. This option, this feature is added here. This is exception and global non-work, and global exceptions option is given here. So by even in the activity as well as in the assignments also we can use this option. So when I go to assignments, here also in the start and finish, we can start and finish date, we can see the same here. This particular started and finish date, it wherever it's showing we can use that option. And then The next feature, we can add timestamp to the file name of exported file. So here this option is a very useful option. Whenever we export some particular project, it will export along with time. The timestamp option is included in this. We can, by using the schedule service here, we can schedule the project service for exporting the XCR and XML projects. Now offer an option to include the timestamp in the file name of a generated file. So then it prevent the overwrite. For example, we are exporting the same project number of times, it will in the same folder, it will overwrite earlier. But now as the timestamp is included here, it will not overwrite. And even for the senders, it will be sender and receiver, it will be easily identified on which particular date this project is exported. Like that we can use this option. In the administration, there is an option called scheduled service. There we can enable add timestamp to the file. Here when we use this option while exporting the XCR format or XML format, this option is included in this feature. So we can see the same in the application now. I'm going to administration, and now I'm selecting the um, schedule services. And here we can, I'm going to project. So now I'm going to add export project Primavera XCR file. So here I can choose the project, which project I want to export. I can select the particular project, and then here I have already enabled. If not, we can enable again. So here in the service setting option, we can enable the timestamp to the file name. And then we have added the project. Now we can save and then run the service. So it will just take few minutes. We can see the file with time. So we can download and see. It will show the time. The time stamp is added in this field. So this is the very useful feature for importing the project number of time. It will not override. It will export in a separate file format. And for sender and receiver also, it is easily identified with the with this option with the dates. And the next option, we can schedule service, run project schedule service against the project assigned to the code. This is one of the additional advantage for by using the codes. We can summarize a list of, there is a number of projects as there, we can as we might assign some of the project code to particular project. So this option is helpful. We can summarize the list of projects, and we can easily export into based on the project codes. This option is used by projects, again schedule service. We can now assign against the set of project which are assigned to the specific project code. For example, when we adding the project to the schedule service, user can choose project code from the organized by listed to group of project. Based on their code assignment to those project, it will list it out, and we can export those projects all alone. So this is how it will view in the application. Again, in the schedule service, when we export a project, based on the codes we can use now. So we can see the feature now. So I'll add another one. Now I'll select uh, export XCR file. So here I can use the option through projects. I'm adding the another service now to export the XCR file. And here, when I add the project, here I have that option, project code. Earlier, it was this feature will be helpful now by using under which particular code we want to analyze, we can use this feature. Let me select some particular feature. It is added here, and then I can save and we can run the service. So what are all the project listed under the that particular code that will be exporting now. So this feature will be helpful for summarizing the data. And then next feature, so now user can see their current and recent user session. This is mostly for admin super users. So this feature will be helpful. Uh, there is if number of users are using the application, the cloud application number of users are using means we can identify which user worked on which time. For example, user can see the user session and activity from the there is option called my session option in the user page. Through that we can identify, and those without the admin super which means admin super user access, which means that particular global security profile should be assigned to the particular user, and they can view their own current and recent session. So there is an option called user session page which offer to view the current user activity, display all users, and recent user activity showing the user recent session per application. And my session provide the same view as non-administrator user also. So here let me navigate to the application now. By using this option we have user session and view service status. Number of options are there. By selecting the user sessions, it will be landing into the list of user, what are all the user logged in now. So earlier admin was logged in, then user one is login, and what time they logged in, that also we can see here. And application name and login time and lost activity time and hardware code, everything we can see here. And here this is the current user activity, and we can see recent user as well as my activity also we can see. So like this we have three different views. And for a non-admin user, they can see the my session option. For them, my session option will be available. They can see what are all the tabs they worked earlier in the P6 web, and earlier next in the here it is showing the admin access. So even for admin, in what are all the module they worked, they can analyze here. So this is the one of the effective feature helpful for audit also. And we can go to the next feature. Now user can see their recent and this option is done. The fifth module, this feature improved project preference functionality. Again, it's come under admin part. Now user can, for example, this particular EPS should follow the same functionality. For example, some specific calendars are assigned, or this option will be helpful for easy modification of project preferences. No, we no need to modify separately for each and every project. We can modify for number of project, multiple number of projects simultaneously at a time, and enable of copy of default project preferences from the parent EPS node to the selected EPS node. For example, let me navigate to the application. we can see this option over here in the project tab. The set preference option is available for a parent EPS, sibling EPS, and for projects also. But how effectively we can use this option? So here there is number of EPS is there. Under each EPS, some set of projects, child EPS and few projects are grouped under each EPS. Now I want to do some preferences functionality for overall. We can use this option by using this gear icon. There is an option called set project preferences. Here we can see duration of the activity, what duration type I want to follow, the entire EPS. Under each there may be a number of projects, so it will copy the same to the child EPS as well as the project under those EPS. So this I want to fix with fix the duration and unit. This project type only I want to follow for entire EPS and project, means we can use this option. And for every activity, whenever we are adding a activity under the WBS, I want to follow the same type of prefix or suffix and increment. We can fix those things here. And duration type and activity type and calendar, what type of calendar. In some organization they will be strict into regular calendar or different type of calendars they want to follow. They for respective EPS alone, means we can use this option to copy the same for rest of the EPS and projects. And if we give apply, what are the modification we do, we can use the same. So this is the one of the effective feature which is helpful to do the changes for the multiple projects simultaneously. So these are all the highlights and new features are there in EPPM and EPPM.
That's it. Thank you, guys. Thank you for all of your active participation, and thank you for joining our webinar today. Right, and uh, uh, and also, if you have any more questions, you can write to us on this email ID, and we will be happy to answer. And if you have any Primavera requirements, we'll be happy to address those requirements as well. Uh, and kindly follow us on LinkedIn, and also uh, for we will be also sending future webinar invites to you. Thank you. Thank you for your time.
Thank you all.